Orbit Askew. And let's see what we're going to be doing. Watching some Satanic Panic, specifically centered around new wave music. This is some kind of symposium or something from 2018. We'll get into it. Also from the 1950s, how to date, how to be a good date. And we'll see. It's baseball season. I was thinking maybe when everything kind of set up, I thought maybe I'd mess around. There's a baseball game that I really like called Super Baseball 2020. And I played it on the Genesis back in the day. And it is baseball season, and I am kind of a baseball fan. So let's see what we got coming up after that. That's it, really. If anything else develops, it's always easy to switch gears and change lanes. So, as he looks for his glasses, here we are, and there we are. Hello, all, and that's what we got on deck for now. Sorry, I got in late. I was kind of scrambling to get this all together. I thought I was going to have more time, and I got in. I had about 15 minutes. Fortunately, it sounds like everything is working out. So enough of that. Let's get on with it, shall we? 1, 2, 3.
Well, thanks a lot, Rob. It's my 4th time at New Horizons by my reckoning, so it's good to be back.
That's right.
Thanks for everyone for
the restraining orders.
I'm touring my new book at the moment, as Rob mentioned, Musical Truth Volume 2. Some of you may have caught the talk that I did around Volume 1. What I'm giving you this evening is a few selected highlights from this book. If I tried to present everything that's in it, we'd be here till about November. But if you give me your undivided attention this evening, I won't keep you later than about 3 or 4 in the morning. No, I'm joking. My challenge is to get this done by about 10:15, so we should probably launch straight into it. This talk I have titled Music as Mind Control, or an alternative title could be It's Not As If We Weren't Told. So I've got 4 sections to this talk. There's 2 in part 1, then we're going to take a break, and then the remaining 2 are in part 2. It might seem as if I'm darting around all over the place with this information.
It's because I am, but don't pay attention to that. That's why I'm trying to get out in front of it.
There are some consistent factors that link all of it. And the first one is that it's all about deception and duplicity at every step of the way. So the controllers of these industries like to mug us off, basically, and lie to us the whole time about who the people are that they place in front of us and what their real agendas are. But all the time, we have the opportunity to understand what's going on and what's being done to us. This is where aspects such as predictive programming and revelation of the method come in. So all this will make sense as we progress.
No, it won't.
For this book, I thought it'd be really interesting to
where's the missing footage?
whether these same signs and symbols and sigils were present during the 1980s. And the reason I selected that decade is, first of all, because at the very start of it, we had the advent of MTV. And this provided a new opportunity for millions of people to be viewing music videos for the first time. And it led to many of these videos being produced on massive scales with very large budgets, very lavish productions, specifically for this new MTV audience. It's also the decade...
Is this guy just like a frustrated musician, like he just tried for years to make it, and he's like, oh my God.
Where I grew up listening to pop music, and I've got very fond memories of it. So I thought, now that I know
music,
what
like
to look for, I wonder if this same imagery and symbolism was there all along. Well, would you believe it? It was. Which is kind of lucky, because it's provided a whole chapter for the book.
There's nothing new under the sun,
one of the places I wanted to start was with the group Adam and the Ants. It becomes very interesting to study some aspects of this group. First of all, we had the song Prince Charming, 1981, which was filmed in a Masonic temple. We got the black and white checkerboard flooring there, which is conveying these ideas of the duality that's inherent in nature, as above, so below, ideas of light contrasted with dark, night and day, good and evil, these kinds of expressions. We're going to see much more of this floor design as we go on, trust me.
Maybe they got a
So
deal
in this
from
video, you've got a cameo
distributor
by Diana Dawes, this very well-known British actress of the 1950s and 60s, who appeared as the fairy godmother. And so she waves her magic wand, and Adam morphs from being this kind of servant in rags to being this dandy Prince Charming, dressed in all these romantic garbs.
That is the word.
And the whole scene was very reminiscent of one of these elite-type balls that we hear about, and which we saw conveyed in the movie Eyes Wide Shut. There'll be plenty more of that as we go on.
You want to go to one of those parties so bad.
Towards the end of the video, you have Adam morphing in very quick succession into 4 famous people. So he's Alice Cooper, he becomes Marlon Brando from the Godfather movie, and he becomes a couple of other characters as well.
Oh, I thought that was Sexy Joker.
So the public is left thinking, oh, it's just Adamant dressing up and having fun, like these new romantics are doing now.
Well, what the hell do you want them to do in the music video? Just sit there and just like bob their heads like the Beatles in the early 60s?
But I wonder if there could have bant more going on, and if what we were witnessing was a reference to the dissociative personalities of Adamant, which were a result of mind control programming, which was present in it.
What? Artists and creative people can be mentally complex sometimes? What?
Has gone on record as saying that he suffers from bipolar disorder. And he's been quite frank and open about it in interviews.
He should be shameful of it, yeah.
He's been sectioned under the Mental Health Act a few times. There was an incident in London.
I think you need to be sectioned by the Mental Health Act a few times.
In 2002, where he went into a pub.
Pull your audience.
And started waving a gun around, and he threw part of a car engine through a pub.
It's heavy metal as hell.
Window, and he had to be forcibly taken away and detained. And there was another incident where he did something similar in America. But
look, it's not like he peed on the Alamo, okay?
Is a cover and is code for what's really going on, which is the breakdown of mind control programming of some of these individuals. Just the other day, we had a story in the mainstream media of Mariah Carey saying that she suffered from bipolar disorder for many years, going back to 2001. Mariah Carey is someone else that has exhibited some very unpredictable and erratic and strange behaviors.
Are we like criminalizing bipolar? Like that doesn't seem to, like he just keeps leaning back into that.
And it's all been put down to, oh, she's bipolar, that's why she behaves this way.
It is a pretty good reason though.
But I think this is used in certain circumstances as a cover for what's really going on.
That's right, probably drugs. Well, that's probably true.
Where you find mind control programming, you so often find connections to the world of the military and military intelligence.
Oh my God, nobody has anybody in their family that's ever been in the military.
And where you find that, you find connections to the world of the occult and occult ritualistic activity. And where you find that, unfortunately, you very often find pedophilia skirting around the surface.
Damn, he went from Mariah Carey to that. It connected those dots pretty quick.
We established earlier that it becomes very interesting to look at who the father was with so many of these celebrities. So this is Adamant's father. Right.
I think it's interesting about the parents, no matter who you're talking about, if you're delving into their personality.
Alfred Leslie Goddard. Adamant's real name was Stuart Goddard. So this guy came from a military background. He served in the army. But in 1987, he was jailed for a period of time for his role in a paedophile ring, which had been involved in procuring children for abuse by the rich and famous and the so-called great and good. This particular paedophile group was connected to Dolphin Square and that whole parliamentary paedophile thing that we've heard about in recent years. It had connections to this notorious...
Are you sure about all of this?
Child abuser Sidney Cook, and there's connections going in turn into Jimmy Savile. So Adamant's father was a convicted paedophile.
Well, you said...
And you've got all these other connections going on.
What does that have to do with...
And as I said, mind control is not always too far from the surface.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
When you start getting into these realms.
You've got to shoehorn it in there no matter what.
Another artist it becomes interesting to look at is Kim Wilde, who got going round about the same time in the early 80s. Her father was originally plain old Reg Smith. Her name was Kim Smith, but he reinvented himself in the late 1950s as Marty Wilde. And he came out as a pop star in his own right, fashioned very much in the form of a kind of British Elvis.
Illuminati confirmed.
His father, Reg Smith, Marty Wilde's father, it turns out, was a career military man. Here we go again, connections going back into the world of the military. He became affiliated with this big-time producer called Mickey Most, who had a record label called RAK. Mickey Most's real name was Michael Hayes, and he had a son called Kelvin Hayes, who was in the 1980s group Johnny Hates Jazz. And there was a period where Kim Wilde, Marty's daughter, and Mickey Most's son, Kelvin, were involved in a romantic relationship, and it looked like they might get married for a while until the relationship fizzled out.
But then Satan came around.
These arranged industry relationships. But anyway, Kim Wilde put out an early song in 1981 called Checkered Love. In the video, she just happens to be performing on another of these black and white checkerboard
Wow, what a
floors.
coincidence.
I think there was a special promotional offer on at B&Q that year, and all the producers of these videos rushed out and got themselves a roll of this stuff, you know, because we do see it everywhere. Another
Kitchens,
scene
diners,
from that same video
bathrooms.
depicts one of these kind of elite type masked balls. And Kim Wilde is still performing. So last year, at the age of 56, she put out a cover of the Steppenwolf Easy Rider song, Born to be Wild.
No, thank
and in
you.
the video, would you believe it, there's another outing for this black and white familiar style of flooring.
Just rubbing it in your face.
Something else you get in that video is this leopard roaming around. And something that I learnt about is another expression of MK Ultra style mind control programming, which goes alongside Monarch programming, and it's known as beta sex kitten programming, and it's symbolized by
Beta?
big cats. So when you see leopards or tigers or lions, any other members of the big
What about
cat
bears?
family, it's often a symbolic rendering of the presence of this particular style of programming.
Yeah.
It's all about taking girls and programming them to be sex slaves for the rich and famous, the great and good, so-called. The original
Robots or girls?
archetype of this style of programming was Marilyn Monroe, and the whole idea of beta sex kitten programming originated with her. We hear that she
The original
was
beta
gifted to
sex
JFK
kitten.
and various others along those lines, and was, you know, very heavily mind controlled. So it's interesting when you see big cats like this cropping up, because they tend to be indicative of that style of programming.
I mean, he's
being
talking
present.
about
This is a
videos.
still
He's talking about videos that were out in the very early part of like mid 80s. I mean, the videos didn't really start getting a budget really until then. I mean, they had budgets, but nobody knew what to do. I mean, if you look at early MTV videos, I mean, there's just crazy crap everywhere. I don't think it's symbolism. It's like, what can we got 4 minutes to film.
from the movie Eyes Wide Shut. And this is from Madonna's Like a Virgin video, where
Oh
we've got
my
a
God.
lion roaming the waterways of Venice as Madonna's gyrating around on gondolas, and she's being romanced by this guy.
Well, she gyrates
At
on
one
a
point
lot,
in the
so-
video, he kind of morphs into this creepy-ass half-human, half-animal hybrid with an animal face.
Don't be furry hating.
And he seems to assume the role of her mind control handler. So that all becomes a bit creepy and unsettling. That's an image from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and it's probably best left to the imagination.
That looks
what's
like a
going on there,
dog.
to be honest. I'm going to whiz through a few of these, actually, because I've got to do a fast-track version
No,
of
it's
it.
because they scare you.
We see many expressions of one of these eyes wide shut style elite type balls in a lot of these early 80s videos. This is Ultravox Vienna, and they appear to be at one of these type gatherings, back to Adam and the Ants.
I don't see
for
anybody
this
wearing a
one.
bird mask.
All these images are from a Rothschild ball which took place at one of their mansions in 1972. And with the kind of face
Damn,
masks
honey,
and the
you
kind
into
of
some
decor
weird
and
stuff.
garb that they're getting down with, we get an insight into what goes on at one of these events. As I say, this goes all the way back to 1972. And if this is the nature of how this lot like to get down and party, I think I'll stay at home with an early night and a nice mug of cocoa myself.
That actually
Wouldn't
sounds
really want to be present
creepier.
at one of these. Not my idea of a great night out. Let me zip
Shut up,
through
Barry.
to something else. Just before I do, this is a still from a video by Laura Branigan, and the song is called Self-Control. This particular video was directed by the Hollywood director
Break it down
William
for me, 'cause I'm not seeing
Friedkin,
it.
who worked on The Exorcist and also The French Connection and a bunch of other famous films. He was brought out to direct this particular pop promo, and it appears to depict the relationship between a heavily mind-controlled Laura Branigan and her mind-control handler. It's one of many such depictions that we get buried away in what is ostensibly a nice, innocent, fun 1980s pop video, but in actual fact is depicting something very much more disturbing. Which brings us on to this one. This is a video
Sounds very interpretive. That
for
fucking floor.
Jewel by the German group Propaganda, and it came out in 1985. This group was signed to ZTT, the same record label as Frankie Goes to Hollywood, owned by the super producer Trevor Horn and a rock music journalist called Paul Morley. Paul Morley married the lead singer of Propaganda, Claudia Brücken,
Oh, good
who
on
you
him.
see here. And the shocking thing about this video is not that they're performing on a black and white checkerboard floor. There's nothing bloody surprising about that at all. But we get it later on in the video, round about midway, where for no apparent reason you get this young girl in a nightdress, and she's getting accosted and molested by this sea of hands. They're all reaching out and touching her, and she's clearly, traumatized by the situation. What you then get is a picture of this young girl in her nightdress in the frame of a mirror. That then changes very quickly to the lead singer of Propaganda in the same mirror.
Did he think to maybe get in touch with the directors and say, hey, what do you think when you film this?
And then it turns into an old lady who's holding a doll, and she uses the doll to smash the mirror. What we're seeing here is a depiction of lifelong satanic ritual abuse going from childhood all the way through to old age. And when you see shattered mirrors, like I said, it's indicating the presence of a shattered, fractured personality as a result of traumatic programming.
Not to mention
And you have
7
the doll
years.
there
Bad
for
luck.
good measure as well, that emblem of childhood innocence. So in the middle of this pop video, in 1985, viewers were absorbing into their subconscious all these suggestive images
going right in there,
pertaining to
poisoning
satanic
me.
ritual abuse and mind control programming. Nobody would have known what this meant back in 1985.
Nobody knows what
but
it means
was being
now.
Subliminally absorbed anyway.
Kids are
It's only
making it
now
up.
that we've got the advent of the internet and the ability to do this research and share the information that we can come to a full understanding of what's been right there in plain sight and going into our psyches all the way along, which is quite incredible to me.
Well, that doesn't
Tip
seem
through
like a
a few
high
more.
bar.
More black and white imagery. And it's not just the checkerboard floors, it's wherever you see black
checkerboard
contrasted with white. It's been identified as a mind control trigger. So you get things like this, a Tony Basil video where she appears dissociated. You've got the black and white thing going on.
This guy does not
Duality,
have an
Madness
artistic
from
bone
one
in
of
his
their early
body.
videos, Bed and Breakfast Man. This video from Madness, interesting name, Madness.
Yes.
The Nutty Boys. Is there more to that than we thought? In this video, they're in
Not the Nasty Boys.
white suits against a black background. This is Tomorrow's Just Another Day,
That's right. It's called contrast. It's called visually popping.
1983.
This guy's going to be the worst interior decorator ever.
Then you see the group picking up umbrellas, and they're spinning these umbrellas around. Spinning umbrellas has been
Means you work for the Penguin.
identified as another trigger for mind control programming by some survivors that have come out of, that world.
World?
And we see it popping up in all these music videos. Duran Duran, very interesting stuff in their videos, most of which were directed by this Australian guy, Russell Mulcahy. Union of the Snake has the group going down into this deep underground military base where you've got children being kept captive in cages, in nightgowns. Then they get led out of these cages in what appears to be a trance-like state.
So if this was a movie and not a video, would he have a problem with it? Would this symbolism be all okay with him?
Pretty disturbing stuff for a pop promo when you really think about it.
Well, I think you're thinking too hard about it.
We get a whole load where you get puppets and marionettes, and you get
Sweet.
artists interacting with kind of puppet or doll versions of themselves. few examples here. You get hints at multiple personality disorder, dissociative identity, when you get different versions of the same artist on the screen at the same time. It's a bit difficult to see, but there's 3 versions of Kate Bush from the video for The Man with the Child in His Eyes, from that particular video. And then there's other videos where there's
costume change,
different versions of Kate on screen at the same time. Becomes very interesting to look into some of the background of Kate Bush, actually. And another video where we get a similar kind of idea coming through.
Why does he say shit like that and then just move on? Like, it's very interesting, the background, and it just moves on. It's just very suggestive with no context and just...
Is that for Gary Newman?
Don't pick no.
And his song Cars. So this is 1979, just before the advent of the 80s, and it's
You're right.
synth pop, keyboard-based music. Gary Newman was an artist who had hits like Cars and Our Friends Electric, and he very much rocked a robotic kind of image himself.
He rocked it?
Fashioned very much on Kraftwerk, who were early purveyors of that robotic sound and look. So Gary Newman used that as his adopted name, and it was spelled N-U-M-A-N, but it kind of puts across the idea of new man, as in a man upgraded or augmented, to use the language of transhumanism, into something more than human. And the fact that he was dealing with this futuristic synth pop sound leads me to think that he was an early example of getting people ready for what was known to be coming.
Right, he was the first one out there.
Electronic society, the Internet of Things, the smart
Get out
grid
there and
society.
scare the hell out of them, Gaza.
Gary Newman seems to have been early mind control programming for the masses along those lines. And in his videos we see different versions of him hinting at that same multiple personality disorder, and we have things like pyramids going on as well. There's 3 versions.
And pyramids,
of him
I mean,
on screen
come
at the
on.
same time. Back to Fritz Lang's Metropolis 1927, and there's some images from that futuristic cityscape that cropped up in the video for Queen's Radio Gaga, where they're interacting with some of that footage. Just going through some other stuff really quickly as well. Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics was very
This guy would
early
be
on rocking these ideas of androgyny,
the worst director ever.
this eidetic kind of blurring of the sexes, similar to what David Bowie
You just kind of stand there and kind of wiggle your bum
had been doing in the
while
70s.
you play the song.
Annie Lennox just reinforcing these whole ideas. Belinda Carlisle's Heaven is a Place on Earth has a load of creepy-ass kids in face masks holding globes.
Wait, the kids are creepy? You could say kids in creepy-ass masks. You don't have to say creepy-ass kids wearing masks.
And at one point they arranged the globes in the form of a pyramid. What could be the significance of all these globes when it comes to mind control?
It's a song, says Heaven on a Place on Earth. It's just visually works. It's an easy thing to fill.
A few others here. This is Nana, 99 Red Balloons. It's a modern video for a remix of that song. And we have Nana in black and white striped leggings. So there's the mind control triggers, sitting on top of a pyramid with some nice chemtrails painted in for good measure.
If she was sitting on a sphere, would it be okay?
So they didn't miss any tricks there. And these are all subliminals from the Bee Gees' You Win Again video from 1987. They come at you in a split second.
Bee Gees had an album in 1987?
At the start of the video. There's no real reason for them to be there because they don't relate to the song in any way, but we get all these subliminals flashed straight into our subconscious mind.
Wow.
And a nice 666 on the dominoes there.
That's right. Just
Last one to leave you with in this section is
little Lucifer for the goose.
one of the videos that was produced for Depeche Mode, their song Enjoy the Silence. This is 1990, so we're just outside of the 80s. This particular video was filmed at the top of one of the towers of the World Trade Center in New York. It was 11 years before the events of 9/11 in 2001.
What's the numerology on that?
And at one point in the song, the singer Dave Gahan states the lyric, "Come crashing into my world."
Oh my God. It's got to be connected. Yes. There's no way that that's just a coincidence. 11 years, 9/11. Come on.
Interesting stuff.
And then you figure that's good enough for you, and you write a book, and then you go and you go to the Howard Johnsons and whoever can cobble together and pay what you want to listen to you prattle on about this. It's good.
Indeed.
Oh, I gotta find volume 1. I give him credit for going after new wave because, heavy metal's easy. They got if you want to say that, that's because it's got all the, that's why they use the imagery, is to kind of irritate people. But yeah, everything there was just, no, buddy. Oh, yes.
Have you ever worried about how to ask for a date or how to act when you're on a date? Well, date etiquette will help answer your questions, help you through those awkward moments.
Yeah.
You have more fun.
I wanted to catch you before you left school.
What for?
Well, would you like to go to the class play a week from Saturday night? I know it's a little late.
That's the way. A date
The
proposal
class
should
play.
be specific, not one
That's a power move right there.
of those you busy Saturday things. That's a part of date etiquette, and a girl likes it. A girl likes a fair chance to decide whether she wants the date or not.
I didn't catch you in Spanish class, and well...
Well, that's all right, Danny.
I
I'm
can
not
ask you in a different language if you
doing
like.
anything Saturday night. I'd like to go.
Oh,
It's up to Danny to give Alice all the details of the date, but if he leaves anything out, she can always ask.
it's hard. It ought to be good. I think we'll enjoy it. Let's see. I'll pick you up a week from Saturday at about, 7:30. How's that?
Fine. Are we double dating?
That I don't know, but I can let you know if we are.
We can talk about it during the week.
Sure, and then I can get your address from you, too.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Let's make
and
this
don't
as
forget,
formal as possible.
Well, here it is, Saturday night.
Yeah, shit.
Alice looks kind of sharp. Good grooming is an important part of date etiquette.
That's right.
A fellow
Brush
wants a
your
girl
teeth.
to look nice when he takes her out. And he likes her to dress to suit the occasion. Well, Alice is ready on time, 7:30. That's when Danny was supposed to be here.
Yeah, Danny.
And he is here.
Hey.
He's dressed to suit the occasion, too. Danny's timing is good. Not too early, but not late. Very nice. And on the first date,
Good on you, Danny.
a
You're
fellow
in there.
likes it when the girl meets him at the door. Meeting her parents can be uncomfortable if it isn't handled.
Climb the tree and meet me on the roof, Daddy.
Mother, this is Danny Johnson.
How do you do, Danny?
Dad?
Where are you
Well,
from,
no, Danny.
How do
Daddy?
you do?
Danny and I sit across from each other in Spanish class.
Oh, how's Alice getting along?
Oh, she's
Muy
pretty
bueno.
good. Bueno.
I'll
Hey!
get my coat.
So, I own a gun.
Alice tried to get a conversation going, but it didn't quite come off.
That's right.
What do you do in a case like this?
Talk about
Did Alice
politics
tell
or
you where
religion.
we're going this evening?
Yes, the school play, but she didn't tell us what it was.
Oh, it's a new comedy called January Thaw. It's supposed to be very good.
Oh, I remember reading about that. It played on Broadway last year, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Just about...
Well,
You're
Danny's
taking my
doing
little
all
girl
right,
to a
it seems.
shitty school version?
He's comfortable, and he's made Alice's parents feel comfortable.
Yay.
He's making a good impression on them, too. Of course, the conversation isn't anything special, but for a starter, talking about the date is good enough.
Yeah, move on to the weather.
Parents are always interested in that.
Say, I like that coat. That's really good looking.
Well, thank you. We'll be home before 12, won't we, Danny?
Oh, sure.
By 12?
Well, the play starts at 8:15. It should be over by 10:30. Sure, we'll be home before 12, probably 11:30.
Good.
Let's make it 12 at the latest, just to be safe.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to hear
Good night.
anything.
It's a good idea for the girl to set a coming-in time with her parents.
I don't need your parents' bullshit.
And when the boy backs her up, her parents know that the two are looking out for themselves. As they walk, notice that Danny will change his position. Of
That's
course,
right.
walking on the curbside isn't really necessary, but it's polite. At the play, date etiquette has its place too.
Oh my God, this is so much
Watch
to
when they enter
remember.
the auditorium. The girl follows the usher, as she would at a movie theater. See?
What's a movie theater?
And if there hadn't been an usher, then Danny would have led the way. Well, the play's starting. Let's come back at intermission time. Now, here's something for you girls to notice. Watch Alice. See how she turns aside a little? When money is involved on a date, a girl shouldn't watch to see how much is being spent. Fellows like that kind of politeness.
Oh, Jenny, this is Danny Johnson. This is Jenny Carter.
How do you do, Jenny? Jenny, I'd like you to meet Alice Wright. Jenny Carter and,
Jimmy Carter.
you know, I've been sitting behind you for a whole semester in civics and I can't remember your name.
When you don't quite know what to do, just be natural.
Knock the glass out of
That's
their
the
hands.
most important part of date etiquette. Being natural. And here's another point. When you're out, it's good to mix with the others, but remember that your date is your first consideration.
Dance with who brought you.
Now that the play is over, they may go somewhere for a bite to eat.
Oh, can we?
Blew in.
They don't have to, but if they both feel like it. Here's something important for you fellows.
Oh, okay.
A way to indicate how much you can afford to spend.
How would you like this hamburger deluxe? I've had it before and it's pretty good.
That's the
The
cheapest thing
for
on the
Alice to
menu.
do is check the price of the hamburger deluxe.
Get him,
May
Betty.
not
Get
be
the
what
lobster.
she wants, but it gives her a guide to about how much Danny wants to spend.
I think I'll have a chicken salad sandwich.
I love the surf and turf
Watch.
and top
It's
shelf.
Danny who gives both orders to the waitress.
Wow, 40
We'll
cents
have
for a
a
hamburger,
chicken
huh?
salad sandwich and a hamburger deluxe and 2 glasses of milk, please.
A hamburger, Betty. Really?
All right, thank you.
Well, here's another one of those awkward moments.
You say
What
that
to
again.
do? Try a little date etiquette.
I'm really having a very nice time.
Pull
Dad.
my
Oh,
finger.
I am too. I sort of thought we'd get along pretty well together. Well, you know, we get along pretty well at school, and well, we like the same things, and I think we have a lot in common.
Wow, you're a deep thinker, Bobby.
You know, I've been noticing that charm bracelet ever since I called for you this evening. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like it.
Do you like it? It is rather unusual.
Yes, it is. I really like it.
I made it myself.
You did?
Yes.
Where'd you ever learn to do that?
Shut
did
the
a lot of
front
my
door.
own.
No.
A man in New York we know taught me.
Asking a girl to talk about herself is a pretty sure way of keeping a conversation going. Before long, Alice will have Danny talking about himself,
No, she won't.
and conversation will follow along naturally. But let's leave them alone for the meal. They'll use
Please.
good table manners.
Let's go talk to the people in the kitchen. Oh, here we go. Oh, it was quick service.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is your table or
ready to
not.
go?
I quit.
All right. Your coat.
Of course, Danny helps her with her coat. And he won't forget the tip. You know, in most eating places, tips are customary.
I'm just hooting it up on the way home.
Well, I think we planned our schedule just about right. It's not 12 yet.
I don't think my folks are still out.
He hasn't yet asked her for another date.
Well, then,
A little hint might help.
a little pimp
I
might
really had a
help?
wonderful
What?
time, Danny. Thanks for asking me.
Danny's pretty sure now that Alice would accept another date if he asked.
It's all just wonderful.
Well, I do think we have fun together.
Uh-huh, we do.
Maybe we can plan something for later on.
I'd like that.
Well, we can talk about it at school.
Uh-huh.
Well, No, there won't be a goodnight kiss.
Damn it.
Not on the first date.
No.
Neither
Second,
one
though,
really expects
watch out.
And so, the date's over. And we've seen some practical examples of date etiquette.
Wow.
The kind of behavior that girls like to see in boys.
I know where I went wrong
And boys
all
like
these
to
years.
see in girls.
Yeah.
The kind of behavior that makes dates a lot more enjoyable.
What happened to
my tennis racket. Okay, Nick, but hurry.
simpler times? Simpler goddamn times. Well, thanks everyone who came by. Catch you next time.